It's 6:30 on the dot. Good evening and welcome to Prime TV News. I'm Chamila Gunterka. Let's first take a look at the stories making the headlines tonight. Today is Vesak Full Moon Poya Day, which marks the birth, enlightenment and passing away of the Buddha. Mahanayaka Theras and other religious leaders request the people to celebrate Vesak festival, giving priority to spiritual practices. Buddhist devotees organized various programs in connection with the Vesak Full Moon Poya Day. The president says he is committed to change social conditions which contribute to increased crimes. The Prime Minister says that what is in the mind cannot be destroyed. Polls close in Australia's general election. Starting off with our local news first, the Vesak Full Moon Poya Day today marks the birth, enlightenment and passing away of the Buddha. The foundation of the preaching of the Buddha is wisdom and compassion. Buddham saranam gacchami. It is on a Vesak Full Moon Poya Day the Prince Siddhartha was born, attained enlightenment and passed away. Prince Siddhartha was born at the Sal Grove in Lumbini. It was on a Vesak Full Moon Poya Day that he was confirmed that he would attain the Buddhahood. He made strenuous efforts for 6 years to attain the Buddhahood. He became the Buddha by realizing 4 noble truths under the Asathu Bodhi tree in Buddha Gaya. It was on a Vesak Full Moon Poya Day the Buddha passed away at the Upavattana Sal Grove of Malla Kings in Kusinara city. On the 8th year of attaining Buddhahood, he visited Kelaniya in Sri Lanka on a Vesak Full Moon Poya Day. The Buddhist history has recorded that King Dutugamnu, who united the country, commenced work of the Ruwanveli Mahasaya and prepared the ground for the Saya on a Vesak Full Moon Poya Day. Buddhists world over have engaged in practical and spiritual religious practices on this Poya Day. Saranam gacchami sangham saranam. ITN's Savana Crest program was telecast from Hunupitiya Gangarama Temple under the guidance of the Chief Prelate Venerable Galaboda Gnanissara Thera. The Savana Crest Dhamma sermon was delivered by the Registrar of the Gangarama Temple, Venerable Dr. Kirinde Assaji Thera. ITN FM Shasanaloka program was held at Hunupitiya Gangarama Temple. Chief Monk of the Narayanpita Sri Gautama Temple, Venerable Omalpe Sumanaratana Thera delivered the sermon. The Saddharma Vandana program organized by the ITN Media Network took place near Sri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura. Dhamma discussions were held under the patronage of the Chief Prelate of the Ruwanveli Mahasaya, Venerable Pallegama Hemaratana Thera, and the Chief Monk of the Lankarama Temple, Venerable Ralapanave Dhammajoti Thera. Saranam gacchami. The Mahanayaka Theras and other religious leaders have requested the people to celebrate the Vesak festival, giving priority to spiritual practices.
Issuing a message in connection with Vesak Full Moon Poya Day, the Mahanayaka of the Malvatta chapter, the Most Venerable Tibetuave Sri Sumangala Thera, has requested the people to celebrate the Vesak festival by giving priority to spiritual practices wisely, safely and peacefully, by considering the situation in the country. His message points out that the followers of other religions have been able to follow their religions peacefully with the Buddhist community from the past. The Mahanayaka of the Asgiriya chapter, the Most Venerable Varakagoda Gnanaratana Thera, has requested to engage in religious practices with discipline and patience. He has pointed out that teachings of the Buddha is existing even after 2,562 years. Issuing a Vesak message, Archbishop His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith has pointed out that hatred and violence can be defeated only through compassion. He has said that everyone should determine to douse the fires of hatred and to maintain a life based on spiritual values.
Buddhist devotees have organized various programs in connection with the Vesak full moon Poya Day. Various religious programs took place at the Atamasthane in Anuradhapura from this morning with the participation of a large number of devotees. A SIL program had been organized near the Jayasri Bodhya on the instructions of the chief monk of the Atamasthane, Venerable Dr. Pallegama Sirinivasa Thera. A large number of devotees arrived at the Sri Dalda Maligava in Kandy today. Security measures were in place for the safety of the devotees. Religious ceremonies were held near the historic Kaluthara Botri under the guidance of Venerable Valigama Panyasara Thera. A large number of devotees arrived at the historic Galvihara sacred premises today in connection with the Vesak full moon Poya Day. Religious practices were conducted at the temples including Somavatiya, Madirigiriya, Vatadagya, Dimulagala Forest Hermitage and at Minneriya Nagalakanda Temple. President Maithripala Sirisena says that he is committed to change social conditions which contribute to increased crime. The president said this while attending the function to release 762 inmates under the presidential pardon in connection with the Vesak full moon Poya Day. This is the first time in the history where a president attended a ceremony to release prisoners in connection with the Vesak full moon Poya Day. The ceremony was held at the Valikada prison grounds. The president listened to the views of the inmates and exchanged views with those who received letters of their release. The president handed over self-employment equipment for 5 of the inmates who were released. He instructed Justice Minister Talta Atukorala to look into the possibility of providing funds to compile the postgraduate thesis of one of the inmates and also to look into the possibility of giving the opportunity to one to take part in the National Boxing Championship. The president opened the Rice Dansala organized by the Buddhist Association of the Prison Department. He also took part to serve the inmates with food. Issuing messages in connection with the Vesak full moon Poya Day, President Maithripala Sirisena, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa have wished for a contented Vesak festival for Sri Lankans and Buddhists living the world over. Issuing a Vesak message, President Maithripala Sirisena has pointed out that the Buddha's teachings on building a peaceful society by preventing destroying of each other should be recalled. The message states that the eternal truth preached by the Buddha, that hatred does not cease by hatred, should be remembered to create a compassionate society with mutual trust. The power of weapons is temporary. The President in his message has emphasized all Sri Lankans should be committed to create a country with compassion preached by the Buddha by realizing sins are the way to hell. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in his Vesak message has pointed out that working peacefully together instead of getting destroyed by divisions based on race and religion is a need of the era. The Prime Minister pointed out that the Vesak full moon Poya Day this year has come at a time of uncertainty and has pointed out the need to follow spiritual practices based on Buddhism. The Prime Minister has also in his message expressed gratitude to the entire community who supported to establish national security by acting patiently and in a disciplined manner by understanding the recent crisis. Speaker Karuja Surya in his message has stated that there is no other way to the world other than following the Buddha's words, hatred does not cease by hatred. In his Vesak message, opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa has said that a society which values unity, peace and friendship should be created as the true followers of Buddhism. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says that what is in the mind cannot be destroyed, although buildings, Buddha statues and botries could be destroyed due to greed, hatred and anger. The Prime Minister said this addressing devotees at the historic Totagamu Ratpat Rajamahawihara, where the National Vesak Festival was held. The Buddha Puja was conducted by the chief monk of the Vijaya Pirivena of historic Totagamu Ratpat Rajamahawihara, the Most Venerable Chaturavila Sumedha Thera. The National Vesak Festival was held at the Totagamu Ratpat Rajamahawihara, where the Venerable Totagamu Sri Rahula Thera lived. Parliamentarians including Vajirabe Vardhana, Gayantha Karunatilaka and Gamini Jayavikrama Pereira were present at the ceremony. The United States has offered to continue to expand counterterrorism and maritime and border security cooperation with Sri Lanka. Issuing a joint statement with the government of Sri Lanka on the occasion of the third US-Sri Lanka Partnership Dialogue held on Thursday, the United States reiterated President Trump's statement that America stands with Sri Lanka against terrorism and supports Sri Lanka's counterterrorism efforts following the horrific Easter Sunday terrorist attacks of April 21st. The US-Sri Lanka Partnership Dialogue was co-chaired by Minister of Foreign Affairs of Sri Lanka Tilak Marapana and US Under-Secretary of State for Political Affairs David Hale. The United States and Sri Lanka have welcomed ongoing bilateral security sector cooperation, including US support for demining, joint military engagements, Sri Lanka's peacekeeping operations, human rights training for Sri Lankan officers, and visits by US ships and military officials. The United States government has also welcomed Sri Lanka's renewed commitment to promoting reconciliation, accountability, justice, and human rights in pursuit of lasting peace and prosperity. The United States and Sri Lanka had expressed support for strong economic partnership and growing bilateral trade based on the principles of fairness and reciprocity. The two governments have further welcomed the approval of a $480 million compact by the Millennium Challenge Corporation Board. A religious program was held at the Kathangudi Jamil Lafirin Mahjum Ar Mosque, wishing for peace, unity and reconciliation in the country. The special program was held with the participation of about 2,000 Muslims condemning the Easter Sunday terrorist attacks. A large group of people, including representatives of the Kathangudi mosques and the representatives of the Kathangudi Jamiatul Ulama Council, attended the function. Secretary of the Kathangudi Jamiatul Ulama Council, Maulavi M.A. Khalif Hasim, said that the Muslim community vehemently condemned the suicide attacks on the 21st of last month. Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam says that the future challenges could be overcome by acting unitedly as Sri Lankans. Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam called over on the Mahanayaka of the Amarapura Nikaya, the most venerable Kotugoda Dhammavasa Thera, at the Dharmapala temple in Mount Lavinia. The Mahanayaka Thera has expressed appreciation for the education minister for the steps taken by the government before the commencement of schools. Expressing his views to the media after meeting the Mahanayaka, the education minister requested the people to send children for academic activities without being misled by saboteurs. That concludes the news bulletin for tonight. Prime TV News will return tomorrow, and in the meantime, you can log on to www.itnnews.lk for more information. I'm Chamila Gundiraka signing out. Good night.